Hi, welcome back to the studio. We will be working on 3 paintings that will be part of a series. One of them is already scheduled to be in a show next month, and I haven't even started really any of them. Today's just play. We're gonna play with the concepts that I'm thinking about, and we can talk a little bit about what that show is and what I'm trying to create for that. Happy to have you. Grab a beverage. I've got coffee with half and half this time because I'm out of oat milk, but I'm just happy you're here, and let's paint. I have an idea that I want to do. I want to do still lifes, just like similar to my teapots, but bowls of fruit, maybe with a floral background, maybe not. I'm not sure yet, but they all have to be in shades of blue. So the show that I'm going to be in is a local show, and the theme of it is based on Picasso's blue period. And so I want to try to paint this with the idea of using mostly blues. So I had these started. I don't like anything that's happening here, but that is okay. We will just paint right over this and use this and respond to it. And then I have a bigger piece of printmaking paper. I think that printmaking paper is on this side. Printmaking paper. And we will also work on this, hopefully, try to get some work down on this. And I have pulled out all of my blues. So I don't have that big of a selection, but I have, let's see, I've got Payne's Gray, a blue green, ultramarine blue. Those are all Nova paints. Then in these goldens, I have a blue Lagoon. Oh, maybe Blue Lagoon. It's in French. I don't know. And then a turquoise, a phthalo. So I have those. Hopefully I can open them. It's been a while. And then in the fluid acrylics from Golden, I have a phthalo blue red shade and a phthalo blue green shade. Honestly, I have no idea what the difference is, so that's fun. And then I also have Payne's Gray in that. So that's my blue selection. That's what I've got. And then I have my white that's really dirty. I think I've shown you this. And so I think I'll have to use these because this is what I have. And yeah, we'll just get started. I think first we'll just do some mark making and get some blue on the paper and see how it feels and see what those colors look like. And then maybe we can respond out of that is sort of my hope. It's odd to have a direction but have never done it. So I've never done a sort of all one color kind of thing. I will say this probably won't be all blue. It will be mostly blue, mostly blue. And I had to actually go look at Picasso's blue period to see what it was exactly that he was working from and what was informing him. And he did a lot of portraiture in blues and some still lifes in blues. And it is like it's a 3 to 4 year period that he had where he did this extensive collection in blue. And so that was helpful to look at. And so, yeah, my work will not look like that. I'm not going to try to go in that direction. I'm just going to take the idea of using blue in general. So what about you? Have you ever done that where you've like, I don't know, two things, either been asked to be part of a show and then had to create a piece that might fit within the confines of the show parameters. Oh, and also, have you created work that is more monochromatic or leans towards one color? I'd be curious if those are two directions, two different things that you've done. And is that something that you like to do? Or I don't even know if I'm going to like doing it. So that's kind of in my head too. It's like, am I going to like this? I don't know, but it's worth a try. It's worth a try. So I think I'm going to start by just putting down some of this teal and see what I think. I love that color. It's not that different than the blue green I have. It's a little brighter. It's a little brighter. But I'm just gonna take a card. Yeah, just get some color down. Let's see. One way to deal with a painting that you don't like is to just cover it. Just cover it. There's no reason to like be precious about a painting. You can, it is totally fine to just paint over it. In fact, I am going to be making a sign for up there that I'll try to get done for the next video, so you can, it's part of my philosophy of all of this, and I'm excited about it. Have a piece of big watercolor paper that has a slight tear in it, and I can't really use it for finished work. I could cut it up, but I'm not going to. So yeah, I'm gonna make a sign. I'm gonna make a sign for my wall just to remind me of what I'm doing. Oh, but this is kind of fun. If you've never done this, this is just an old credit card, and it's fun to just spread paint. There's a joy in just spreading paint. And there's no rhyme or reason, you know, and the marks are really fun. And some things are translucent and some things aren't. And I just enjoy the process of it, actually. So kind of a fun way to obliterate. When I'm really frustrated with a painting, it's nice sometimes to just obliterate it quickly, as opposed to being precious about it and trying to work around the things that I don't like, right? So this also will give me something to respond to. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that bigger one up so we can do the same thing. So I ran out of 18 by 24 watercolor paper, but I had this printmaking paper, and I thought I could, you know, I could use that in the same way. It's fine. Printmaking paper is pretty thick. It takes ink is really, you know, right, what that would be used for. And so it can handle quite a few layers, which is nice for acrylic paint because I can have pretty thick paintings, and it's nice to know that it'll be able to handle that. Oh, look how nice. That's just so smooth. Yeah, that's nice. My thought was, I've wanted to do these still lifes. In a previous video, I did a sketchbook painting, a quick sketchbook painting of a still life, and that has been living in my brain since then. And so now I want to translate that to finished paintings, which is often what happens, which is why I work in a sketchbook, is it helps me to process. Oh, is there painting? Oh, that was quite a bit. Okay. That's quite a bit. I'll move that around the, oh, that's kind of fun though, isn't it? That's a fun color. This is that turquoise. Oh yeah, wow, what a deep color. So when I think of blue, I often will think of this as part of blue. Now some people might put this more in green, and I can do that too. You know, if the brief had said make a green painting, these colors probably would have ended up in that as well. So, you know, there's no this can fall one way and fall the other way too. And yeah, those are fun. I think for me, part of this process is just to get familiar with the blues that I have, so that I'm able to use them as effectively as possible. And the only way for me to get used to them is to actually sort of play with them. So, oh, I didn't mark which was which, but I think this is the red shade. Let's see. Let's see how different or not different they are. These were those Goldens. One was a red shade, one was a green shade. Well, who knows? I guess they're a little different. They don't seem that different, do they? Pretty though. They're both really pretty. I like the way they go on. It's a pretty bright color. Wow. And because these are that liquid, they're going to be a little bit more translucent anyway. So while I'm doing the actual painting, these might be really good to layer over other things. So that's fun. That's fun to like see what the possibilities are. Yeah. Just, wow. Just so pretty. Just the possibilities with blue are pretty, aren't they? And of course, Payne's gray might be my favorite blue color of all blue colors. Our front door is also painted this color because I like it so much. It's just a delight, just a delight. So when I'm working on paintings like this is how my process is. So this goes down, these will come back up. And I'm just sort of working back and forth. And at this stage, there's no drawing, right? I haven't like committed to anything. I'm just putting colors in and seeing what I think of those colors. So in this stage, I'm just playing. I'm allowing myself to just play on the canvas. And if you saw my teapots, you know that they eventually turn into something. But these underlayers of play will inform some of the shapes, possibly. They might, you might see some of it, you might not see much of it. But allowing myself the freedom to just get in there and enjoy the paper and the brush is delightful. It's just delightful. It just makes painting so much more fun and less precious. Oh, look, so I just mixed one of those phthalo shades. My brush still had a little bit of that turquoise on it, but I mixed it with white, and I love that color. That's going to be a good color to use. I can tell already. Let's mix the other one with some white. Oh, well, that does mix a different color. Interesting. Yeah, so it mixes a different light blue. Pretty. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. Yeah. So when I got, it was very nice to be asked to be part of this show. And the person who does them is he's lovely and inclusive. And, you don't get asked to every show that he does. He does a show every 6 weeks in his, it's a part gallery, part coffee shop. And when he asked, I thought, oh, does it have to look like the Picasso work? Because I'm not going to be able to do that. Like I didn't, that's just not how my work looks. And I realized, no, that's just the starting off point, and then I can do whatever it is that I want to do in it. So I said yes. But by saying yes, it means I have to have one piece out of this that I'm going to end up liking by September 21st. So it will have to be done, finished, and framed by then to be included. And because I've already said that I will do it, I have to have a piece because he's counting on it. And somebody else might have really wanted to do this and didn't get a spot because I said yes. And so I want to be respectful of the ask and, do the piece. So you might, what does that mean for us here? What does that mean for us here? It means that for the next couple of videos, we might be working on these 3 pieces quite a bit. And I hope that you'll find some joy in the process of that over time, as opposed to, I know that what is on YouTube is that they're more instructional, or you watch an artist finish a painting from beginning to end, and that isn't my process, and so we won't be doing that. It'll be over time. I'll also work on them in between filming, and so you'll see where I am when I am in on the studio on Sundays. And so I hope that works for you. I hope that you enjoy sort of the back end of an art piece as opposed to just the finish. And some of you who do not paint and just watch, because I have gotten some of you, and I really appreciate you too, you are thinking, how is she going to make this mess into a still life? So for you, it might be even more exciting, because it will happen, I promise. There will be lemons and blueberries and maybe some plums and grapes and all kinds of things that emerge out of this. And so have no fear, I guess is what I'm saying. Have no fear. There will be a finished paintings, 3 of them. There will be 3 of them. There might be more. So what happened with the teapots is that I became so enamored with them. I think I created, I don't know, 12 teapots. So if I really love the still life, now they might not all be blue, but if I really love the still life process, I might do more. I might do more, and it might become like a much larger collection, which is fun. To me, that's fun. I did want to talk about a comment that I got that really just changed how I think. So let me pull it up. Okay, so it's on the video that I did about being disappointed that I wasn't chosen. And I got so many nice comments on that video. You were so supportive and so kind, and just, it made being an artist not so lonely. I work in the studio by myself, and I don't get a lot of feedback, and so having you be so kind about my work and about the experience of being an artist has been it's really heartwarming. It makes me want to keep going, and I just am so grateful. So thank you. But the response that really just my mind is blown, blown, was from Marcia Massot. She said, and I'm going to read it just as it is, and it really shifted how I think. In the video, I had been saying, why do I have to keep searching for validation from outside? Why can't I just be happy with my work and the process and what I'm doing? And she said, being ambitious and craving outward validation are different. I feel that artists who want traditional avenues of success are actually just ambitious. Success takes lots of practice runs, so dust off the not this time rejection and keep painting. There's always another show or opportunity, and in the meantime, you have us. And Marcia, if you're watching, this just really shifted what I think. You're right, I am ambitious. I want to do big things, and I want to create opportunities for myself, and that is just ambition. That's what that is, and it isn't necessarily validation. And so thank you for helping me reframe that, and I just appreciate it. I have to tell you, the juice of all of this YouTube stuff is in the comments on any videos you watch, not just mine, but the community in YouTube is so lovely. lovely about sharing their own ideas and their own experiences. And I welcome you into the comments under my videos. I respond and we have conversations, and I just love it. And you are responding to one another, and that builds a creative community, which is incredible. But all the videos you watch, everything I've seen on YouTube, the comments are so rich and so kind. And so thank you. Thank you. I know that a lot of people don't want to start a YouTube channel because they're afraid of the comments. And I get that. Like, yes, I also had that a little bit. Because you're afraid that people are going to be mean, because it is super vulnerable. First to do the filming, and then to do the editing, and to learn how to craft a story that might be interesting to the viewer. It's a lot. It's a lot. And then on top of it, when you're doing art, you're being really vulnerable and you're putting your work out there. And for me, I'm putting it out in like beginning stages. And so it's not finished. You're not going to, it's not my best work. In other words, it's like what it is. In fact, they might fail. Like, work fails. That just happens. And so it feels really vulnerable. So you're putting it out in the world on this platform that's massive. It's the second largest platform ever under Google, which is amazing. But also, will people be nice? Will they be kind? And I have to say, in the short amount of time I've been doing this, everyone has been super kind. And so thank you. Thank you for being welcoming. Thank you for being considerate. And thank you for just showing your best selves. That's the world we want to live in, right? That's the world. So yeah, okay. More to this. Let's see what we can do. It's the trouble I have. So the reason we can't finish paintings is because, one, I want to keep these under half an hour, because anything much longer is like, you're never going to watch that. And the paint actually has to like dry. It has to dry, because otherwise I'll just have mud, even just blue mud, and that's not what we want, right? So that's a challenge in this world, in inviting you in the studio. And also, I need time to think, and that's not real exciting to watch. Me just standing in front of the paper or the canvas, pondering what the heck I want to do next. And so that's why these are in these short, you only see parts or bits or the ongoing process, because I actually have to live with the process for quite some time before I move on. I will often have a painting just like this sitting here for days, and then something sparks, and then I can respond to it. And so that's the other reason you're not seeing us start to finish, is because I need time, like my brain needs time. But let's put a few more colors down, a few more shapes, I think, and maybe even a quick sketch out. Let's see if I can get a quick sketch out to get an idea. I think I have an idea of what I want. So I might be able to do the quick sketch. Let's see. I'm going to use this very small, somewhat crummy brush. It's a Winton. Oh, it's a Winsor Newton, but I'm betting it's a student grade. I'm betting it's, because as I've said in lots of videos, that I like the crummier the brush, the happier I am. So I know that I'm going to want, I have thought about this a lot, and I think I'm going to want like a rounded table for this to be on. And I think I'm going to want you to see the front of it. So if I sketch this out, I think that I'm going to want you to see the front of it. And where I was struggling with was like how much of the back, but I'm not going to worry about that yet. And then I think I do want like table legs, because I was interested in the idea of showing the deeper shadows beneath the table, which is where that idea comes from. So I think I do want table legs. And then I know that I'm going to want a really big bowl, but kind of shallow. I was thinking kind of shallow. I don't know if you can see this in this blue. I mean, it's so weird to just use blue as everything, but I know that's part of it. Yeah. So the nice part about painting like this is that some of this will show up, some of this won't show up, right? So I don't have to be super precious about this sketch. Like, this is just for me to get some ideas. And then I know that I wanted to do lemons. Let's see if I can get a lemon shape. Yeah, I want to do lemons, which are not blue. So this is where the decisions will have to be made on how close to the brief of the show that I follow, right? Like, am I going to only do blue, or am I going to be okay with going a little outside? I don't know yet. But so lemons. And then I think I'm going to want a striped background. This is kind of what I've been dreaming about, is this striped background that also has either a floral or it has an abstract behind it. But that's the general sketch. I mean, that's the general sketch. I don't know how well you can see that, but that's what I'm thinking. That is what I'm thinking. Well, that's kind of fun, right? That was fun. So fast, and just to get the initial concepts, just to get some initial idea of what I'm thinking. And on these, it's similar. I can use the same. I'll use the same. Just using that ultramarine. But I wanted to use a table that my husband has built, which has a little round to it. It's really thick, and it has these short, fat legs. And so I wanted to use that as the table. I'll probably go over. And then again, this maybe a taller bowl because of the portrait, of the paper. So you can see I put the back in, even though you probably will never see the back. And then I thought maybe I could do grapes in it. We had those, have you had those cotton candy grapes we got ours at Sam's. Your grocery store might have them. Oh my gosh, they taste just like cotton candy. They're wild. And then maybe a banana, which also I realize is not blue. But I'm okay with that. So some grapes that would probably go over and a banana, maybe a banana back here too. Who doesn't like a good banana shape, right? And do two there. Stuck in the fruit bowl. And the same thing here, I was thinking that there might be stripes to the wall behind. So I'll just sort of put those in now so you can see what those might look like. We'll see. It kind of gives me some idea. And then something similar over here, but I thought maybe a taller table, and again a taller table, and then a bowl, let's see, maybe a bowl that reaches kind of taller. Let's see what we can do here. The nice part about all this being in blue is that it won't matter, right? It's not going to matter that there's this blue sketch because it'll just sort of blend in. That might be too tall. I don't know. And then maybe some random fruit. Not sure what that, probably oranges, also not blue. Also not blue, but fun, right? Fun. And again, that stripe. I've been really thinking about stripes a lot and how much I like them, and then how I might bring stripes into my work. And so hence why the stripes in this. But that's really, I know that probably looks like a mess to you. You're probably thinking, how are you going to make a painting out of that? But I promise you, these will be still lifes, and hopefully super fun. Hopefully super fun. Yeah, so I wanted to remind you that I've created that massive YouTube artist list, and I'll link it in the description. And it is all of your recommendations of artists. And that list keeps growing because people keep recommending. And so go check it out. They click right to the artist's YouTube page. It's been so fun to see all the different kinds of artists, and now we have some assemblage artists and some art instructors, and there's a woman who teaches or shares about different art books. I mean, there's just really great accounts on there, and I encourage you to go branch out and see who's out there and who's creating work on YouTube. It's super fun. It is super fun, and thank you for all the recommendations. It's been great. Yeah, and I'm gonna let these dry. That's how it works. I'm gonna let these dry, and then I will come back at them, and next week we'll see where they have gone, because I'm on a deadline now. I'm on a deadline. I gotta get something done that I like. So that's the thing. I don't want to put something in the show that I'm not super proud of. So we have work to do. We have work to do, and it's more fun with you here. So thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you next Sunday.